Miami Herald's coverage of High School Football Media Day continues with Coach Jason Milgrom of Chaminade, Madonna. First-year head coach. He's coming over from being the offensive coordinator at St. Thomas Aquinas. Coach, what are you bringing over from Aquinas that you're trying to instill into your Lions over here?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the fundamental philosophies that we had over at Aquinas, from an ideological standpoint of, faith, family, football, obviously an education involved in that, being a primary resource. And we've just tried to build that family atmosphere, that we've had and bring over from over there and bring it over to Chaminade, and a lot of people don't realize, Chaminade, has a storied program. There's not many teams across this state, have multiple state championships, and we do at Chaminade. When Mark Wandola was there, they had that type of atmosphere. It was a level of success that they had already achieved. So coming back over to the program and, trying to get that back.
And coming over first year coach with the team, obviously you have to learn your players. You have a lot to learn, just becoming assimilated to them. So what's been kind of the most pleasant surprise you've found out about your team in workouts and in practices?
We're a lot better up front than I thought we were going to be. We're blessed at Aquinas for years and years to have great guys on the offensive line. Jay Conley over there did a great job, and actually brought a guy over who I coached at Aquinas, and he's helping out on the offensive line. And I was able to retain the coach from over there who played under Guandolo under the glory years, Chris Corsi, and he's done a great job. In developing those front five guys. And from an offensive standpoint, from my standpoint, you want to be able to run the football first and protect the quarterback. So I think we're doing a really good job on that end.
A little bit of a shakeup in the district. Now, it's not just two teams as it has been in the past, where it's an automatic bid pretty much against the playoffs, but 4 teams in the district now. So does anything kind of change with that? Not playing in a district where you will have to win games, compete to make that one of those 2 playoffs.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great change. I mean, you never want to backdoor yourself into the playoffs. You want to compete and you want to win and you want to get in on your own merit. So I'm glad that it's a 4-team district now. It's kind of what I'm used to. Coming from where we came from, and we're gonna approach the season like we normally do, 1 game at a time. Obviously, we're putting a little bit of extra emphasis on those district games because we're trying to get into the postseason.
You talked about bringing Chaminade back to its glory of the past. Who are some of the players that will be critical in helping achieve that goal?
Oh, a lot of the guys that are here right now, obviously, Chris Whitaker, Cole Steely from the quarterback position, who's done a tremendous job, coming in and picking up, the pro-style offense that we're going to be running over at Chaminade. And the guys up front, skill-wise, we've got talented players. We've got as good as skilled players as, anybody in the state is going to have. I say that, with all due respect to everybody else. But, the guys up front, for me, from a coaching standpoint, it's an offensive line dominated game and a defensive line dominated game. If you're good on those levels, which I think we are, guys like Chris Whitaker, who you saw here, we got another guy named Davion Hawkins and Tremaine Herring from the defensive front, and we're going to be able to get after people on defense a little bit more than I anticipated.
Coach, what's the mindset that your players are going to have to come into the season with in order to get to where you want to be?
One play at a time. It's cliche, but it's 1 play at a time, 1 game at a time. And that's kind of where we're at and the ideology that we're trying to instill in these guys. We feel that if we have that mentality and we take that moving forward, then everything else kind of takes care of itself. But we're not going to look ahead. We're not going to look back. We're going to concentrate on today and get better every day.
Thank you, Coach. Look out for Chaminade.